You know, as I've been making these notes, I deal with a lot of noises, birds, dogs, cars, all kind of. What gets me worse are the vampires who don't want you to have your thoughts to yourself. They noise in the background and say, hey, that's me in the background. Matter of fact, let's start this note over. For example, so, continually, since you work, don't you hate those? And I basically hate big mouth people saying, hey, can't you hear me talking in the background? All because once upon a time I made a note and my cousin walked in during a recording session and I didn't edit it out. And everybody, all these attention star people's claim to fame is they keep trying to do that. Of kids walked in the backgrounds of a video. But that's not the point of this note. This is a specific attack. Before, I just mentioned it in passing. But now I peed off. So now it's time to put them in check. Okay? You know, people have different little things, like they're gay or they're a certain race or whatever. And when you don't like them, they try to make it gang related. Oh, you just don't like such a type of people. No, I just don't like you. Okay? I just don't like you. And there's going to be those who try to do that with this and every other note. But this note is about someone who just made me mad because they have a big mouth, right? They're going to put it on the fact that they're big. It is not my fault that all big people seem to have big mouths. They seem to have a lot of negative qualities in common, and they'll try to divert you on their size, or you holding my size against me. No, I'm holding your character traits against you. All right, all right. I'm gonna. That's exactly what I'm holding against you. All right, your character traits, bad character traits. Okay, and you can try to hide behind your fatness. But that's not what the deal is. What the deal is that you're over the top. All right, you have no concept at all, no concept whatsoever of too much. There's no such thing as too much to you. All right, there's no such thing as too much, too wide or too high, overkill, because you're greedy. Okay, part two with the big mouth still in the background. All right, here's what the deal is. These people seem to have a problem with too much. All right, overkill. All right. You tell them you're doing too much. They don't know concept. They're greedy. There's no such thing as too much to them. All right, there's no much, but they so can get the concept of too little, not enough. Oh, they got that down. They throw that. Oh, they give me more, but they can't seem to get the concept of too much. You're doing too much. There's too much. You're gonna bust. You're gonna break something. They can't get that concept. That's what's broken in their brain. That's how they became in that state. Right? You can give it all kind of cute little words, all right, like obesity, but I'm telling you that it is causal. You can talk about, again, you go check the medical records and see every small amount of big people in which that can is the cause. Okay, that's not it. That's not what causes it. The same thing that causes them is what causes you it. You know what makes you fat. Don't let them lie to you. You know when you're getting fat and what made you fat. Don't let them tell you I have a gland disorder. No, 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 man. That's like the people talking about, oh, I'm born with the wrong chromosomes. Go get them tested and see that they got the same chromosome as anybody else of their species, and it's just a lie. A lie they think you're never going to investigate or you can't see through. A acceptable lie is what it's called. All right? Now, what's aggravating about these two people, gay people and big people, is their character traits that seems to go along with it. For some reason, gay people seem to think there's this big segment of them who think being obnoxious and rude goes with being gay. That talking walk. All Baptist preachers act like they went to preacher school somewhere and they handed out handkerchiefs and they all patting and sweating. They're all singing the same song like they went to preacher school. That's fake. No two human beings talk the same. It's an act. And the same way with these gay people in this obnoxious act. And these loud ass big people, okay? They don't have to talk that loud. They're attention starved. because people, they're not ignoring them. You can't ignore them. They're too big to ignore, but people don't look directly at them. So they feel attention deficit, ADD. They need attention starved. They lack attention. That's why they loud like that. What they don't know is how the real world works. They're small. This is how the world works. The louder you get, the more people turn off from you. The more they ignore you. The more you're whispering and don't want them to hear, or the more they lean, just trying their hardest to hear you when you're whispering. When you're talking all loud, trying to get attention, they turn their back on you. They ignore you. So what it is they have a mental problem. And that's where the mental problem is. The part that says too much is broken. They don't believe in it. Look at them. They don't believe in it nowhere. They're over the top in everything. They don't believe nothing they don't believe in the word excessive. That they're doing too much or there's such thing as too much. But they sure can get the opposite of it about too little. And that's where the problem lies. Not in all those other things they tell you. I'm addicted to food. Oh, that's another mental problem. Lying about a mental problem. So let's don't make it prejudice. Let's keep it universal. Let's talk about these gay people. Let me tell you what the psychological community says about them. Okay? What's on the record books. Because it is in the books what's wrong with them. Just no one talks about it, but it's there in the books. Here's what happened to them as a child. Whether it's a male or a female, when they looked at their counterparts, they felt like there was something lacking in them. Okay? There was something these other people had that was missing from them. Okay? They wasn't as masculine or they wasn't as pretty or, a lot of the gay women, okay? They just got bad hygiene. And in a woman's mind, men are dogs and they stink and they have bad hygiene. So the woman can play the boy role. She thinks it's a cover for her bad hygiene. Yeah, I'm gay, I'm butch, but really she just got bad hygiene, and that's how she went on that path. All right, now these are all mental problems. Okay, none of these, nobody was born a woman in a man's body and a man in a woman's body. That's not the case. That's all crazy, insane thoughts in their head because they're insane. And you can't tell me you ever met a gay person without a whole bunch of issues. It is obvious that they're insane. But here's what they got you with the king's new robe. Both big people and gay people. It's like black people. Alright? They want to act sensitive and blame everything on you like the Jewish people, anti-Semitic or whatever, okay? So what I'm telling you is this. Here's the real reasons for their conditions. It is a mental problem, okay? That's the real reason for 95% of them, okay? There's that small percentage of people, right? In which they probably never even seen a male, that's why they act like a female. Okay, they was raised in a house full of women, and they pick up women ways. That still don't change you into a girl and won't make you desire men. Okay, it's all just a mental problem. That's all. Same thing. That in part vampirism, alright? The starve for attention because people ignore them because they're perceived as ugly. Alright? Perceived as ugly, so they're starved for attention. So they'll always be making loud sounds out of that phone 1 inch away from their mouth and you can hear them across the world. Sort of like what you're hearing now. Okay? And so they'll make justifications for it, but that's what they do for the condition. Alright? And so I will continue on. This note will not be edited. It will not be disrupted or corrupted. They wanted to be in the back of the note. Well, they're in there now. I wish I could show you the pictures to go with the mouths you heard. But we're not talking about them. We're jumping back and forth. Let's stick to the gay issue. All right? These are people who don't. This you're being tricked that these are people who love the same sex. That is not what's going on. That is not what the psychiatrists and doctors have on the record book. They have a deep-seated resentment for their same sex because they of envy because the same sex had something they didn't have. Beauty, masculinity, something. So this is a subliminal attempt to bring them down to their level, all right, to control and take power over them. That's what gay is. Not men who like men who hate men because they lack something manly. Not women who love women, but women who hate women because they lack something feminine. See how games are being ran? Even the perpetrator don't even know what their condition and mental illness is. So it's easy for someone else to paint you a different picture. They can say, oh, you're going to lose the gay vote. You're going to lose the big people's vote. I'm not here to get votes. I'm here to set the record straight. I'm here to tell you what is. Okay? This is how it is. Lies are making you crazy. Crazy is giving you these conditions. Making a dog desire to be a cat or think it's a cat. And making people stuff themselves until they explode. Because they can't seem to get the concept of enough. Let me tell you about why you have that gut, how that goes down. Medically, if you want to scientifically, the lining of your stomach is like a rubber band. My mom taught me this at an early age. Children can understand this. Your lining of your stomach is like a rubber band. A rubber band will return to its shape if you don't stretch it out completely out and keep it stretched out. If you put it around a jar, it will never return to its original shape. So people who always stuff themselves to capacity and stay stuffed all the time stretch their stomach out. So now they have a big gut because they didn't give their stomach time to go down because of their greed. They just kept their stomach stretched out until now it won't go back down. It's just a big stretched out rubber band, a big stretched out balloon. That's why you have that gut. Don't blame it on the beer or the food. It was you that did it. Don't blame it on nothing but a mental problem you have. It's not physical. The effects are physical. It's not a physical condition. Try to act like you wanted a handicap. No, you don't need to exist. If it wasn't for serious mental problems, you would not exist. There's, see, these mental problems is why you're in poor health, poor condition, and a poor vessel. Why your vessel's all out of shape. It's like a car you didn't take care of. Of course, it's going to be ragged, and beat up, and dented, and rusted in places. You know, lining coming out, things happening, putting and pooting as it goes. While something like you, farting and grumping and burping. I bet you think those things are natural. People are supposed to fart and burp and poop and whatever. No, it is not natural. It is a sign of overget. It is a release valve that you've intake too much gas. And if it wasn't for your body automatically letting it out, you would die. You would just explode like a balloon that filled up with too much air. So the problem's in your head. That's why you can't lick it. You're looking in the wrong place. All the diet programs you took didn't do you no good because you're looking in the wrong place and thinking about the wrong thing and you got the wrong cause and the wrong solution. That's why none of it works. A billion remedies and none of them work to where hey, everybody's saying, hey, I'm going to go do that. And there's character traits with this, don't think that they're not, that make you big. Having a big mouth makes you big because your mouth's always open. It's always something coming out of it or going in it. You don't think it's a character trait? You look at these people. They can get liposuction, and I bet you they still have a big mouth. They're still greedy. It doesn't change the character traits, just their body. That's why you know it's not physical. It's inside their brain. It's where character traits come from. They don't come from your body. That's characteristics. Now, so let's recant. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to make you like me. I make songs for you to like. I make movies for you to like. In this office, in this hat, in this identity, in this character, I'm not here to make you like me. See, that's what's wrong with these elections. They're not elections anymore. They're popularity contests. Whoever gets the most hand claps win. I hated talent shows like that. I would come from out of town all alone with my fantastic talents, and here's some guy with no talent, but he knows everybody in town, and he brought them with him. Guess who won? Not the one who should have won. Don't think that most hand clap thing is fair. It's locally biased. It's this. No one's doing a talent show for you. They're trying to make money. So it's set up for you better bring some people with you if you want to win. Not you better be talented. You better, the more people you bring with you, the more chances of you winning. That's how it's set up. Well, the elections have gotten like that too. The most popular person wins. That's why I say don't ask me stupid question why the president's making movies, why he's making songs. Your kid knows every song but don't know none of the lessons you tried to teach him in life. They memorize movies, but not their lessons from school or the lessons in life that you try to teach them or their own experiences. They remember the movies better than they remember their own history. Or they would learn from their history and not make the same mistakes. But if it goes down in a movie, the lesson is taught. That's why I'm making movies. That's why I'm making songs. This note isn't about that. This note is about the same as the rest of the notes. It's a mental note. It's about mental problems. And what doubles a mental problem is when you have another mental problem that tells you you got to hide that mental problem. That's compounding the problem. So, gay is not what you thought it was. It's a mental problem. And fat is not what you're being led to believe because you get fat and you don't have none of those conditions that they're talking about. But if you do what they do, you'll get just as fat as them. That's how you know they're lying. Even if they believe it themselves, it's still themselves. It's still a lie. And we're here to set the record straight. So, you know why we're doing this. People who do know what you don't know, who know these things, because remember, they're written in books that had to be written by someone. And if the psychiatrists, some of which who are gay themselves, know that this is a mental problem, how come they're not coming forth? If the psychiatrists, some of them who are obese themselves, know this is a mental problem, how come they're not coming forth? Come on, I'm supposed to be the doctor. If it ever gets around that everybody has mental problems, even the psychiatrists, people are going to give up on a cure because I don't have any cures. What I have is snake oil for them. What I have is a fortune teller trick. You know how the fortune teller works is you come in, they ask you some questions, right? Like, when were you born? Which tells them your horoscope. And they go to telling you about the people of your sign, and it seems they know all about you because they know that the people who come in these types, Taurus, Libra, Scorpio, Gemini, Aquarius, you know the deal. All right, that's what fortune tellers do. That's one of the tricks. I'm not gonna get into fortune telling. All right, but that's what the psychiatrist does. He makes you lay on a couch, and everything you asked him, he asks you, "What do you think?" And then you tell him what you think, and it's never resolved because the money flow will cut off if he ever solves your problem. But here's the problem. Here's what's being hidden from you. When you leave on his off day, he goes and see another psychiatrist about his issues and you. And that psychiatrist goes sees another into infinity. They have no answers. That's why all of this stuff sounds new to you, new to everyone. That's why everyone's acting like it's so special because it isn't anywhere else to be found. It's out there to be. It's out there though. Like I told you, some people know some things, and they have reason for withholding the information. Okay. Funeral homes are big business because everyone has to die. Things that look like you may be able to live forever, they will spend good money to keep them things out your eyesight and out your mind. Gotta understand this is a multi-billion dollar, multi-trillion dollar business. People dying. They rather people die than lose their fictional money. You also know that money isn't real, right? That it's just like you know in your mind a piece of paper and all the importance of it was taught to you by someone else. They told you what to think about this piece of paper. You got to have a diploma. This is money. You need this to live. All lies handed to you from people. A lie is a mental problem. A lie is insane. Insanity is to be out of touch with reality or disconnected from it. A lie is the opposite of real and reality. It is insane. And to have lies in your head make you insane. You see the process. It's so simple a child can understand it. It's not just fixable. It doesn't really exist. Well, all these things I've been talking about all this time, these problems, they're all imaginary. They only exist in your mind. And remember, everything is real except the thoughts in your head. Except the things you're thinking, they're not real. They're not made of atoms. You can't touch them, hold them, buy them, and sell them, and box them. So the only problem we have are mental problems. Someone not thinking right made them do something that wasn't right, and now that thing that isn't right exists in the earth. So our only problem we have on the planet is what? It's imaginary. The only one problem keeping us from living in utopia, and you telling me it's imaginary. It's way past fixable. It doesn't even need to be fixed. That's what I'm telling you. Just stop. Does it take any muscles? It doesn't take any money. It doesn't take any special education. It doesn't take any equipment. Just stop. It doesn't even take any thought. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. That's what the ones do. Simplify everything. Break it down to the one thing that it really is, instead of the many, many, many names that they gave it. and stigma and stories about a stick. It's a baseball bat. No, it's a pool stick. It's a broom. It's a mop. No, the thing you attach to it may be that, but that stick is just a stick.